Everybody believes in the idea of affordable housing until they start talking about their own house being affordable. That simple truth speaks a lot about the Canadian economy today. An economy that looks rich on paper but is rotting from the inside out. Let's start with the foundation of an economy: production. Canada's manufacturing base has been in decline for decades. Factories closed, supply chains hollowed out, and jobs sent overseas. Oil and gas, which was once Canada's backbone, is being dismantled. Not by market forces, of course. There's still a great demand for Canada's oil and gas. It's being dismantled by government policy. We have lived through pipeline protests, blockages, carbon tax, which is now some sort of industrial tax, and endless regulation has strangled Canada's most profitable industry. In terms of innovation, it's almost impossible to start and scale a business in Canada these days. Startups face a wall of red tape, high tax, and government intervention before they even get off the ground. Meanwhile, south of the border, the United States is growing by leaps and bounds, both in terms of economic production and entrepreneurship. New factories are coming online, businesses are scaling, but meanwhile in Canada, we're stagnant. Since the tech bubble in 2000 and the financial crisis in 2008, housing has been Canada's only consistent driver of so-called growth. Cheap credit, government stimulus and subsidies, CMHC guarantees, and tax policy have all been designed to inflate housing demand. But meanwhile, supply is being choked off by development fees, zoning restrictions, and a glacial approval process. The result? Prices spiral higher while affordability collapses. Now, through the Austrian economics lens, this is not growth or wealth creation. It's misallocation. Capital is being diverted into this housing boom that we have seen over the last 20 years, instead of going into factories, startups, and innovation. Simply put, Canada doesn't build prosperity anymore. It inflates home prices and then taxes the difference. Now, here's where this all shows up. In Canada, our gross domestic per capita product has been flat for a decade, while down south, the US has grown by 50% since 2015. Our productivity gap widens every year. Young Canadians are being priced out of the housing market, and their savings are shrinking and their opportunities are eroding. Capital that can be funded into real production is merely going into speculation. Now, as Murray Rothbard warned, money printing creates the illusion of prosperity, but leaves behind real economic weakness. And that's exactly what we're living through. The Bank of Canada monetary policy has been a central figure in this mess for years. Extra regulations in the market discourage risk-taking, punishing entrepreneurs and innovators. So instead of chasing ideas, money has been chasing real estate. From an Austrian economics perspective, this is the inevitable result of central bank policy. Distorted signals, malinvestment, and the boom and bust cycle. Let's be honest, the Canadian economy isn't growing, it's decaying. The foundations of real wealth, production, savings, and entrepreneurship have been replaced with illusions of prosperity built on debt and speculation. And until we face that reality, Canada's economic decline will continue. So if we really care about real prosperity and not just inflated house prices, it's time for voters to demand less interference, less central planning, and more freedom so Canadians can build, create, and innovate. If you found this video to be helpful to help you learn the truths about politics, economics, financial literacy, history, and philosophy, hit like and subscribe to make sure that you know when the next video comes on.